on, just hop in and tell us you're here and introduce yourself. And as we go through this today, if you have questions, leave them in the comments and we will get to them all and answer them. So first of all, I'm Kim Bomberger. I am a women's portrait photographer. I specialize in beauty, branding, and boudoir photography sessions, and I am the host of this show, Women on the Rise. And here we talk with inspiring, empowered women who are dreaming new dreams and creating their legacies and building their empires. And so today I have the pleasure to introduce my good friend, Elita Clark. She is I'm going to try to say this right, the GaGa Guru. And Elita is an international business growth coach and a brand expert. And she has got such an amazing story of reinvention and transformation. And you guys know those are two things that I'm so passionate about, that it doesn't matter how old we are, we're never too old to dream new dreams and to reimagine our lives and transform and reinvent. And so with Elita, as a lot of women and a lot of businesses during the pandemic in 2020, she had a very successful brick and mortar business that got shut down. And so she had to start all over again. And Elita is not a quitter, girls. I know this girl is not a quitter. And so she really dug in and leaned into this as a new opportunity to reinvent her business and take all of her talents to the online marketplace. And so I am just delighted to introduce her today. She's going to be talking with us about how to move the needle on your business and look good while doing it. So welcome, Elita.
Thank you. Thank you. You know, I have to tell you, the last time we were together was in your studio. And so as I was getting dressed this morning, I felt a little unhappy because the last time I had your fabulous crew making me look amazing. And I'm like, I was doing my hair and my makeup and I was like, this is just not right. If I'm with Kim, I should be getting all the pampering and all the preparation for the photography. It's just, I was thinking, wow, this is so different when you're not getting it all done and you're just sitting there waiting to look beautiful.
Well, so. You look beautiful. You did it all by yourself, but wouldn't it be nice to have a hair and makeup artist in your back pocket?
Yes, and then have that professional photographer to snap the photos when you go, okay, you know.
Lean in.
Yes, because you know, that's one of the biggest things that I have found with so many of my clients here and all over the world. They don't have professional photos. They truly struggle with that. And, you know, that is one of the first things that we have to do is, you know, in setting our brand and creating a beautiful brand is to look good, you know, because we are our product. You know, it's not always about the visual and the hair and the makeup, but when you do have a website and you're putting your message out there, people are looking. And sadly, we still get judged in this world online, I think even more than before. And people do tend to judge a book by its cover.
And I think you're so right. Years ago, there was a book, Sally Hogshead, I think was the author, about how to fascinate me. And it was like, how do you, something about the goldfish, fascinate the goldfish. And she was saying that a goldfish had an attention span of like 9 seconds. So you had and that was her whole thing, is you have like this very quick time to make that first impression. And so, and I think it's way less than 9 seconds now, because that's been years ago. Like people make those snap judgments when they see a picture of us online or they see a video of us online, and it makes such a huge difference. So thank you for that plug. I appreciate it. We didn't plan that ahead of time, but thank you.
It's just
So Elita, can you tell us about your journey a little bit? Like, what is a GaGa Guru? Like, I've heard of a lot of gurus, but a GaGa Guru, what is that?
You know, that's such a great question. It's so funny. My grandson, my first one, I have 6 now, but my first grandson, who's 12 now, when he was born, I was thrilled. I was thrilled to be a grandmother. I was a single mom for over 30 years. My kids were 2 and 4. They're 37 and 39. Still single, still loving it. But I can remember holding him and I was going, Nana, Nana, Nana. And my son was like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I want him to call me Nana when he starts talking. And my son goes, you do realize he will call you whatever he wants when he finally speaks. Well, his first words were Gaga. They were not Nana. I'm still Gaga to all of my grandkids. And the reason I chose the GaGa Guru is because I personally feel very strongly in building relationships in business. And I also believe in service. From over 30 years of working with large clients, some of that gets lost in the shuffle. I mean, I've sat down to meetings with 30 and 40 executives with the Tampa Bay Rays, and nobody really know me or know my name. And I still help them make tons of money, same way with Coca-Cola, but there was never that true relationship. So when I started on this journey, I wanted it to be personal, and I want my clients to realize they're part of the family. And so I wanted that. And that's why I felt that the GaGa Guru was perfect for what I do.
I love that on so many levels. So number one, I see you post constantly pictures of the relationships that you have with your grandchildren. It's such a beautiful thing to see how close your family is and all of those beautiful grandkids that you have. You take them to church and post Sunday selfies. And
Yep.
I mean, they are such a part of your life. And I love that you're not like just putting that in the background and putting on your business suit and saying and doing bro marketing, right? Like we are women.
Yeah, right.
We are women. And so, nurturing and family and relationships is so important to most of us. So that's amazing. So tell us then, how did you come to this path? Like we talked about your business having to shut down because of the pandemic. And so how did you actually find your way here? Because I think that transformation story is important to tell.
Sure. Fantastic. Well, I was in radio and television. Well, actually not television. Television was what I sold against being in radio for 30 years. But advertising and marketing has always been my love. I started in what I tell everybody, and it's a true story. I started in the industry when copy and paste was truly copy and paste. And trying to explain that to people that are now going, huh? Copy and paste, when we were in college and you did a layout or you did something, you cut it out of magazines or wherever you could get it, and you laid it out actually on a layout sheet, and you used glue and scissors and really cut and paste things. So I've been around since dinosaurs were popular and rode them to work. But I think basically things went crazy in the industry. And a short story, and I won't take long. In 2013 was a big transition. I'd been in radio my entire career, raised 2 kids doing it, and I had reached the pinnacle in 2013. I had the beach house on the Gulf down in Crystal Beach towards Tampa. I was working for the largest radio station there in Tampa. Tampa's in the top 20 market in the country. I had a Harley, I had a Lexus, and I was set. And then I had a physical health issue, and it took me out of the game. And needless to say, I had to rethink things after that. I was out for about 1.5 years struggling with my health. And when I came back, I didn't want to go back to radio because they let me down. After 30 some years, they really let me down. They weren't supportive. They didn't allow me to work from home. Isn't that funny? Back into, I was not allowed to work from home. They were like, you have to come in the office. And I'm like, but I do everything over the phone anyway. And they were like, no, you can't work from home. And so anyway, it's just so funny.
That is funny.
Everybody works from home, right? So after a couple of years of struggling with the health, it came back. And when it did, I still wanted to stay in marketing and advertising because I love working and helping people grow their business. Just got tired of the big wigs, the limo lunches and the golf course things and things like that. So I wanted to help people still grow their business, but on a smaller level. And that's when I found the newsletter, the magazine, which is how we met. Kim was a
It
fantastic
is.
photographer for so many of my issues. And so the newsletter really was a big way back into the marketing and advertising industry, working with small businesses. And then, of course, as you said, in 2020, when everything crashed, so did that, because it was one-on-one. I had to meet with people. I was no longer able to do that. You couldn't take photos. You couldn't gain, content for a newsletter. And it was a physical newsletter. It was mailed to all the homes in Jack's Golf and Country Club. So I had to back up, reassess, and think about things. And just doing online interest, checking things out, looking at Google and seeing how things were moving. I knew I wanted to work from home, and I was not ready to retire and just be a GaGa, because my son was like, you know what, Mom, you've worked so hard all your life. Just take it, take a step back and be GaGa and babysit the kids. And I'm like, I'm not really sure I'm ready to give up the GaGa, and give up and just be GaGa. And so that's how I discovered coaching. And it became a passion for me, because I wanted to help other women that have gone through the craziness of just life, health issues, divorce, whatever they've gone through, to show them that they can still succeed. And I also found that a lot of women that are in business, like yourself and myself, and are soulpreneurs, SOLE, have a tendency to think of themselves as just business owners, and they don't really find their entrepreneurial spirit, and they don't dig in, and they it's a proven fact that more women are creating and starting businesses now since COVID, but 99% of them are failing in the first year.
Oh, that's sad.
That just destroys me. And I have chill bumps, because when I read those statistics after COVID, I was like, I got to fix this. I got to help as many women. I get a little emotional. I'm like, I got to help women, because I've done it. I've failed quite a few times, but I get back up. And I just wanted to make sure that I could bring over 30 years of being in the market, dealing with large companies. I was with Coca-Cola when they were rebranding. Remember when they were rebranding and going to change their color? They were going to change their formula. I was there in Atlanta when that was going on.
Wow.
And I thought, I can bring this to women, to our women, to those women that need it. And so that's where the GaGa Guru started around 2021. I just jumped in with both feet.
Wow, you sure did. And I am so impressed. Like, every day I see your consistency is incredible. Like, just keeping your business out front, and you're just there to connect with people constantly. And a lot of women, and I think you said a lot of businesses fail, and I think that maybe one of the reasons is just that we're a little bit afraid to put ourselves out there. So we don't know how much to put ourselves out there. We might be afraid of being too much, and there's just so many things like that. So what tips do you have for ladies who are considering starting an online business that would help to set them up for success?
That's a great question. And I love it, because you are right. I have found almost every woman that I've dealt with, that I've coached, that I've mentored, they all have that same little tinkling of a fear, that they'll say, but what if? What if? And I even had a lady say, but what if somebody makes fun of me? Or what if somebody says my hair looks awful? And isn't it funny? I doubt there's a man that's ever gone and said, I'm sure Tony Robbins has never gone on stage and said, do you think somebody's going to say something about my hat? Let's be real. So just helping women realize that they are their product, like I said, and definitely we need to look good. We need to look professional. But I did a video yesterday, because I don't want everybody to think that you have to be perfect, because perfection is paralysis. If you're trying to be perfect, you're going to be paralyzed. And I did a video yesterday. I had just gotten out of the shower. My hair was sticking straight up. I had on not a stitch of makeup. but I still did a video because I want people to realize that you don't have to be perfect. You just have to be you. And that's it. Be you, be the authentic you, come from the heart. Women are so different in business than men. And I believe that the more women are starting business and more women are becoming successful, it's a trend, and we're going to see it continue because we are servants. We are from the servant heart. And it's much better to work from that with the authenticity of who you are. So I think the strongest thing I would say is be authentic, be real, be yourself. And as you noted, and thank you for noticing, consistency is the key. You do it because you know that it will eventually pay off. And I love the analogy of the penny. And my grandson was here the other day and I said, would you like a penny for a day doubled for 31 days, or would you like $5 million? And he went, duh, I'll take the penny. And the penny, when you double a penny for 31 days, you get over $10 million. And that's the key to consistency, is you do it and you do it and you do it, and you don't stop, because on day 5, the penny's only worth $5. And on day 10, it's only worth 100. But if you keep doing it over and over, it will grow, it will become, and your consistency will pay off. And just think, 31 days of a penny doubling, and you ended up with over $10 million. And you just were patient.
That blows my mind, because that's not even a lot of patience in 31 days, right?
31.
I want to go find some pennies.
They have to be doubled. And you know what? If you stop at day 30, you only get 5 million. But if you go that extra day,
Oh,
it
wow.
doubles again, and you're over 10 million.
Oh, that is incredible, Elita. I love that.
Yep.
All right. Wow, that gives us a lot to think about. So, so in your business now, your coaching business, what does that look like if somebody came to you for coaching? What is that experience like?
Well, of course, it's amazing.
Of course it is.
No, to be honest, Kim, I bring everybody into my community first before I ever talk about coaching or my programs, because I want them to be immersed in what it is that I do and my community. I have a group of ladies that I do coach, and I usually invite anybody with questions. I invite them to my group coaching, which is once a week, and I allow them to come as a guest for a whole month. They can come, they can see how I work, they can see the theories and the things behind what it is I do. And then every month I host a free 5-day challenge. And in that 5-day challenge, I totally just give and give and give. I teach everything that I do in my program. I give information. This week, starting on Sunday, I start another one. And we're going to be nailing your niche. We're going to be talking about target audience. We're going to be talking about how to deliver a clear and concise message, how to build your authority, and on and on. I've also wrote a couple ebooks, but I always give them the opportunity to come into the community and learn about who I am and what I do. Usually after about a few weeks or a month, then we jump on a phone call. I found out more about them, and then we go from there. But my coaching is very personal. I have a program. It's called Coach on Call, and I'm the only coach on call in the market. You can literally reach out to me anytime. I prefer Facebook Messenger, but I will answer the phone. I do via email, however you want to send it, smoke signals, I don't care. But I do reach back out to you within 24 hours and take care of things. So you have total access to me 24/7. Nobody else is doing that.
Nobody is doing that.
Nobody
That's a
is doing
phenomenal offer. And I suspect there'll come a time that you won't be able to do that either,
Probably
because you will be
not.
so booked. So this is
Probably not.
the perfect time to get into
It is.
Elita's program and her world while she is still that available and accessible to you, because that is
Yes.
pretty incredible.
Yes. And I love it though, because I want my women, my coaches, their coaches and business women. And I even have a florist, I have a baker. So it's not just any, it doesn't have to be online. It's if you're using online to grow your business. And And I have one client I talk to at almost 6 o'clock every morning. That's just something we do. It's good. She likes that. I have other clients, like you said, I'm international. So I have 2 clients in London and they're 5 hours ahead. So I have to make concessions there for them. But being a coach on call was important to me because we need help. And we're not the most patient when we're trying to get something done. And I didn't want people to have to wait. I wanted to be there just like family. If my grandkids call, I'm going, so if my clients call and they need me, I'm there.
I love that. That is, I mean, that just totally brings everything that you've said back full circle to your why for doing this and your motivation and being connected like you are. Your heart toward your family is the same heart, it sounds like, that you are giving to your clients and the way you show up for them. And that's really an incredible thing, especially today.
Yes.
So, what is your favorite thing? Like now, your life has made a huge shift doing this. And so, what is your favorite thing about working with women business owners and the new lifestyle you've created for yourself?
I think it's the love that I get back. I mean, we all love to, the mirror, seeing ourselves in the mirror and those reflections that we get when we do things with people. And yesterday, it just came full circle for me. I finished a session with a client, and as we were saying goodbye, she said, "Love you." And I was just like, "I love you too." And it was natural and it wasn't fake. It wasn't one of those, oh, I said it by accident. But after we hung up, I thought of a few big name coaches and different people in the industry. And I thought, I wonder if their clients hang up with "I love you," and truly most of the and that's another thing in the coaching world with the larger coaches is you don't get personal one-on-ones with them. One of my mentors, to do one-on-one with him, is $125,000 for one-on-one.
Wow.
Yeah, and I'm definitely nowhere close to that. But I also think that, I'm not the watch my modules, look at my videos, here's my worksheets. You get me. When you work with me, you get me. I'm all in. If you're all in, I'm all in. And I think that's the most gratifying. It's my favorite thing when I do a session. I see them smiling, or they come on and their homework's done, or, because we do assignments and I help them rewrite things, and they'll be like messaging me an hour before, "I'm done, I'm ready." Ooh, So I think just seeing all that, and it's just like, again, to not to beat a dead horse, but it's the same excitement for when my kids play sports and they hit a home run and I'm right there cheering. It's the same feeling to get to cheer for my clients.
Oh, I love that so much. So when you work with a client, do you have, like, is it month to month? Is there, like, what's your container look like in terms of how the length of time you're going to spend together?
That's a really good question. It depends a lot on the client. That's why I have a couple different levels. So it depends on what the client needs and how long it's going to take them. Most of my clients work with me 6 months to a year. Um,
Okay.
I have found that because of the way that they are, and life does get in the way, people have personal issues, health issues, and, we can always work around those things as well. But it does take some of that. And then there are other clients that are, and this is one of my favorite things to do too. There are other clients that need intensive and immersive help immediately. And I have a VIP day, which is a full-blown one-on-one. You get me for 6 to 8 hours, depending on what you need, and we just nail it. We go in and we work together and we get it done in a VIP day. So it really depends on the client, where they are in their business. I've had some clients at the very, very beginning. I've had others that have been in business for 5 years or 6 years and are transitioning to learning to use online. And then I have others that are doing all of it, but are stuck and maybe need a website redesign, or they need their message created, or their pathway to profitability, which is one of my creations, to find out how to get from here to here and make money. I mean, at the end of the day, that's what we want. And so I help them create their own pathway to profitability. So it really just depends on the client, to be honest.
It's great that you have that many ways to customize it. And I just wanted to make a comment here because I think as women, we are so notorious for putting ourselves on the back burner and for taking care of everybody else before we take care of ourselves. And our businesses can sometimes fall in that category. And we have a resistance about investing in help. And I have discovered in my photography business, I have hired many mentors over the years. And it's like they have helped to get me to the next level and different levels. And and it's not always the same mentor, but I have not resisted investing in myself and my business by hiring somebody to help to get you to the next step, because the return on the investment is always so much greater than what you spend. So, so this is just encouragement for any woman who is out there. You don't have to do this alone. There are coaches like Elita, mentors like Elita, who can help you get from point A to point B so much more quickly than you could do it by struggling on your own. Now, can you do it on your own? Yes, you can do hours and hours and hours of research. You can do trial and error, but you know, the value of having somebody who's been there and walked the path, who can help take you to the same place she has been, there's just no substitute for that. So
Yeah.
and speaking of that, Alita, you have a new free challenge that is coming up on Sunday, the 21st, right?
Yes, we start Sunday the 21st and go through Thursday.
And tell us about that. What's this challenge about?
The challenge is bring your brand to life. And, you know, it's interesting, Kim, that you just talked about the women and the hesitation and sometimes putting ourselves and or putting our business over ourselves. But my concept is you are your brand. So you've got to bring it. You have to bring it, not to sound, sporty, but you've got to bring it. And you have to really and truly bring your brand to life and realize that you are your best product. You might be a photographer, you might be a baker, you might sell flowers, but that's not really and truly what people are going to be drawn to. The days are gone when, and I used this the other day, the days are gone that just because you hang your shingle, just because you put your sign out there or you put your hours on the door, people are going to flood in. It doesn't happen that way anymore.
I wish it did, but you are
it
so
would be
right.
Wonderful.
It
would be wonderful. And the thing is, everybody loves to shop, everybody, but nobody wants to be sold.
Yes, you are so right. You are so right. And people shop. We as women love to shop. Exactly. But we don't love to have, it's like, I think about when you go to the mall. I haven't been to a mall in a while, but you know how you'll go past like those kiosks and you just start walking away from them because somebody's going to come to you and they're going to grab your hand and want to start putting the lotion on it. And, oh, this is the best thing ever for you. And it's like, we just get the icky vibes from that and try to steer so clear of it. But when you can walk into a store and you see everything laid out and you kind of have an idea of what you want, and we can spend a long time in those places just shopping. And if there's a salesperson who's happy to come and help and answer our questions, that's perfect. But they're not like, here, buy the thing, buy the thing. So you're right. It's all about really forming those relationships. And the only way people are going to see us is if we put ourselves out there, and then people will know if we are that handbag that they can't resist, right?
Exactly. And that's why I do the challenges, and I do them monthly, and that's why I do it, because you get 5 full days to experience the GaGa Guru.
I love it.
Then you can make the choice. It's not me, it's you. If you decide that you want to spend time with me or you want to work with me, then that's your choice. But you get to do the shopping. You get to hang out, and it's kind of like the Costco experience, versus the wine sampling in the chateaus of Colorado. You know, you walk into Costco and you have all the little things and you can run in and you can grab the samples and woohoo, that's fun, right? Especially on a Saturday afternoon if you've got the kids. But think of going into a chateau and the snow is falling and the music is playing and the fire is crackling and they're bringing and serving you on silver platters hors d'oeuvres and things to taste and to try. Which one would you rather go to?
Oh, Colorado's got my vote.
The chateau or the beach condo or whatever but you would go for the experience
For
and
sure.
then make your choice. And that's what I do. I offer that in my challenges for free so that people can see if they want to spend more time with me. And that's the way you have to grow your business. Any business, not just mine, but any business, is you need to make the choice to work, just like with photographers. You know, I'm sure there's more than one photographer around.
Oh yeah, there's a few of us.
Right? But people are going to be drawn to you for who you are. It's not always about what you do. It's who you are and how comfortable they are and that they trust you and that they trust that those photos are going to be the best because you're going to give it your best. And I know because I have some on my wall, but I'm saying that you truly have to do that because I tell Mary Kay, any of those companies, Tupperware, whatever, there's thousands and thousands of reps. But people will choose to work with you when you stand out and when they see, as you asked earlier, the authentic you. And you touch into their heart and you reach in and they're like, I like her. I think I would rather work with her, you know. And it is more than our product. It's not just, you know, it's not lipstick and mascara. It's not shampoo and conditioner. You know, it's not weight loss. It's who will help you on that journey. And
And who do you want to spend time with on that journey? I think that that's so important too.
Yes.
So, well, I have loved this so much. I want to just look and see, do we have any questions on here? Ladies, if you have questions that you want to drop in here for us that Elita can answer while we are here.
Nancy liked my perfectionist paralysis.
I love that. And it's so true. What did I hear somebody say the other day? You don't have to be perfect, but what you do have to be is brave.
Yes, yes. I agree. Another thing that I think is interesting talking about perfection is it's progress over perfection.